The regular meeting of the Board of Education of Perry Local School District is called to order at
5:45.
PM in the Tarbuck Center Conference Room. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Foley,
Here.
Mr. Leidig,
Here.
Mr. Roberts is not here, Mrs. Tresker,
Here.
Mr. Welch. Here.
Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the
Flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, first on the agenda, committee reports. Anyone have any committee reports?
I guess I have a Business Advisory Council report, and as we're required to do in compliance annually, we have to read a joint statement of where we're at and what we've been doing. I will say that the Business Advisory Council was given a 3-star rating out of 4-star. Not quite as good as our preschool rating, after some fine work by Mrs. Shields and Mrs. Foley. Thank you very much. We can congratulate them for receiving a 5-star rating in their preschool Step Up to Quality. So congratulations and thank you both for your hard work. But as far as BAC goes, the Perry Board of Education, the Business Advisory Council appreciate the opportunity to work together and exchange information and ideas, provide advice regarding the school district strategies and operations and existing curriculum, as well as fostering support between the school district, businesses, and residents. The district continues to make significant growth in career exploration, opportunities, and readiness for our students. Thanks in part to valued advice and recommendations of the BAC towards this pursuit. Feedback on crucial issues that our students need to be employable in the region and how to foster increased connections with our business community has been invaluable. The BAC has been advised and provided input for the legislative lobbying efforts of the district that have ensured the school's positions are being heard with consideration. Finally, the financial condition and the future forecast of our schools is a standing item at each meeting. As we continue to work in the future, it is recommended we continue to pursue quantitative measurement tools to assess the level of success in the implementation of action taken. We hope to carry on with providing advice and guidance on employment needs in the community and how this impacts student preparation. In addition, we recommend the BAC keep focused concentration on the economic development of the Perry community and its impact on the financial and strategic actions that the school district will be taking in response. Lastly, we look forward to our focus on continuous organizational growth by maintaining a positive culture and learning environment through actions aligned with our aspiring core beliefs and mission statement.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson. Anyone else? So is that an administrative update or do you have those? as well?
That was, no, I haven't
That was
mentioned.
committee? You have an administrative update?
Yes, thank you, Mrs. Bullock. Well, I start tonight by giving a big shout out to the entire cast, crew, and directors for the outstanding performance of SpongeBob SquarePants by our PMS students this past weekend. I was blessed with attending the show on Saturday night, and personally, we've been doing great productions in this district for many years, and I got to tell you, this was one of the most creative and enjoyable productions that I got to experience. A special thank you and congratulations to Nikel Morgan, Danielle Jones, and all the parents for all their hard work and time. It's just a great weekend event. Also, coming up this Thursday, our first and second graders will be performing, and which is always enjoyable. And this year, it's all about hats and what's underneath. And so, if you need to come out and have some enjoyment, come watch our first and second graders perform on Thursday night. Congratulations to our PHS Science Olympiad team. They qualified for the state tournament, which they will compete on Saturday, April 10th. And so that's quite an accomplishment by our PHS Science Olympiad team. And we had 3 middle schoolers, I believe, Mr. Nizey, qualify or compete in OEMA, OMEA, LEA.
One of them is 4th grader, soon to be 5th grader.
Oh, okay, so you're claiming the elementary victory. Nice. Well, congratulations to those kids, and we wish them the best of luck there. Winter sports, Obviously, with this weather, I guess it kind of feels right, but they're coming to an end and again, we've experienced some outstanding accomplishments in the area of athletics and scholastic athletics. Our girls swim team won their 4th consecutive CBC championship. Did so in dramatic fashion by winning the last race at the CBC conference meet at Beechwood. We had 8 swimmers qualify for districts this year at Cleveland State. 2 of those 8 qualified for the Ohio High School Athletic Association state meet. Our first state qualifier since 2016. We've senior Grace Kitchen in the 100 meter fly, help me with swimming, and freshman Brody Hicks in 2 events, the 100 meter fly and the 100 meter backstroke. Great job. Girls basketball won their 7th CBC conference championship in a row. Beat Aurora in sectional finals this past weekend to advance to districts for the 7th year in a row as well. We'll play Streetsboro tomorrow in the district semifinals. With the win this past Saturday, head coach Roy Falvey Jr. ties City Seas with 102 wins as the all-time winningest coach in girls basketball history. Great work there. Boys basketball won their they won the CBC for their 3rd year in a row and finished 17-5 on the year against a tough schedule. We are the 2nd seed overall in our district. We'll begin postseason play this Thursday when we host East Palestine. Kind of nice. Wrestling won the CBC for the 2nd year in a row and qualified for the state duels. Yeah, no battery, I get it. Low battery.
That was a burden.
It squeaks out me here and there. Only 8 teams in the state made it to state duels. So congratulations to them. Postseason for the individual tournament starts this Saturday at Berkshire before we host the district tournament on March 3rd and 4th in wrestling. Moving into legislative update, despite the efforts in lobbying with the governor's office, the initial budget proposal that was published by the governor did not include the Perry utility TPP language that we had been asking for. No need to fret just yet, but so now we will have to move our work to the House, where we'll deal with our local representatives. Some of this is Saturday. To try and lobby and get that language put in there. Again, what we're shooting for, and Mr. Gahn, you may want to talk a little bit about it. We've got some language that has frozen our utility reimbursement that falls under tax TPP for, I believe, 2025.
Yeah,
correct. But what we're always lobbying for is we feel that should be something that's permanently put in the law, and we haven't quite got that language yet.
Yeah, so we kind of put it a couple years ago, put it for a 5-year, 5 to 6 year period. This would have been a great opportunity. The state has revenues, they have money. This wouldn't be a negative impact to the next biennium budget because it's already accounted for. And so in meeting with Benton Carroll Salem, the other nuclear power plant district, and our lobbyists down in Columbus, we thought this was a good opportunity to try to make this either longer or permanent or just to provide us. And our argument is we wait every couple of years on a third of our entire budget possibly going away. And so to make it permanent provides us some surety for the future. And we're hoping this would have been the opportunity. So again, wasn't put on the governor's side, so now we're lobbying with the House and the Senate, and hopefully one of them will put it in, the other one will kind of support it. And we also are going down the next couple of weeks to kind of strategize, but
Yeah.
we also want to get some understanding from the governor's office that if it's put in, will they support it and not veto it at the end, like has happened before too.
Back in the line or casing.
Was Casey.
Yeah, casing. So yeah, so more work to do there. Other kind of warning heads up, as many districts, we continue to operate our bus fleet with a minimum number of drivers needed. So we talk about what keeps us up at night. Our bus supervisor every single day kind of holds his breath and hopes that not too many drivers call off so that we can get those routes covered. And so, fair warning, there may come a time when we don't have enough drivers to fill our normal routes. And if that happens, we're going to have to punt a little bit and do something creative, and that would mean combining a couple routes. And, you know, potentially doing double routing, which means that there could be some delays with getting our students to school or departing. And if that happens, we will certainly communicate that to the parents that will be impacted. But again, we just want to give a heads up that we're right there, you know, on that line. And, you know, a tribute to our supervisor who drives pretty much every day, and our bus mechanic who drives pretty much every day. We've been able to get away so far this year without having to make those type of measures, but just want people to be aware that we're right there, and if anybody's interested in driving a bus, there's a posting out there, and we'd be happy to have you apply and then go through the process. If we get some more drivers, we're always looking, you know. And then in spring is a big trip time. We take a lot of trips. And so obviously, if those trips that are put in require, or they overlap the same time as our routing, we're gonna struggle. And so, you know, our band was able to go and experience a wonderful event a couple of weeks ago on a Friday down at Cleveland State University. And it just happened that Mentor was also attending the event, and we didn't have drivers to get them there. And so with our good relationship with Mentor, we were able to call and work it out, where they sent Mentor buses to actually transport our kids to CSU that day. And so we're going to support our kids, we're going to serve our kids and get them to the place they need to be. But bear with us as we go through these times. And Mr. Gallant has assured us with his economic expertise that the pendulum's going to swing back, and we're going to start filling some of these positions down the road. So hold on. And
Yeah, but the problem with the spring trips is they're usually outside events. It's baseball, it's softball, it's track, and it's time bound a lot of times by daylight. So kids don't get out of school at a certain time. You have to get them to a place, and you have to complete the event before it gets dark. They're scheduled typically a lot of times before our routes. They're scheduled to leave before our routes get back. You know, we don't have stuff to get them there. That's kind of the hard part of scheduling.
so we'll be trying to be creative. And with that, lastly, you know, we say a heartfelt goodbye to a Perry legend. A couple weeks ago, Dr. Tarva passed away on February 7th at 87 years old. The building that we sit in now is aptly named after him as the Tarbuck Educational Center, and he served as an assistant superintendent here for many, many years, and remained very active after he retired. He made such a huge impact on so many of us and laid the foundation of where Perry is today through the transformation of the nuclear plant and new buildings and those things. And so he's certainly missed, and a tribute to Dr. George Tarbuck for his time with us. That concludes my administrative update.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson. Thank you. We have, we're at the public participation, and I believe we have, Jamie Kidd. Hi, how are you? I'm doing well. Thank you for coming. I have your name here on the sign sheet. Would you like to?
I really kind of wanted to just participate today. We haven't even done.
Okay,
We have, it's really, I'm not even sure how to address it with this even is the proper place.
absolutely.
I've been in Perry 10 years now. I have 6 children. All of them are in Perry, 2 graduated from Perry. I still have 2 graduating next 2023. So I have a 12-year-old Cameron. I'm sure everyone knows Cameron. Very respectful, very manly child. And we had an incident. We've had a lot of incidents, but a lot that I feel like we've been able to keep. Just where I don't have to blow up, okay? But this last one is a blow up for me, and I don't know what direction I'm going in. I just know that I'm very hurt. Cameron had an incident on the playground. It was not during school time. It was after school hours, so I'm not upset with the school. However, but it is a parent of another child that can't go to school. The video is heartbreaking. I'm having a lot of issues with Cameron now that I've never had. We all know that if you get a cold sore, you're from being sick or stressed as well. the way he talked to Cameron in that video and the language he used, I cannot tell y'all how hurt I am. And I don't know what direction to go in at this point, but I feel like something needs to be said and something needs to be done. This is a community, and whether people like it or not, I am a part of it, and I'm not going anywhere. And I don't think that we caused any havoc or any problems. I think I work very good with Mr. Knight and the other principal, Matt Ricky, right? I communicate well, you know, if they're wrong, I support the principal, I support the teachers. But it's also my job to protect my children. And they're not always right. Everybody's not always right. But at this point, like, I'm just not sure what can be done. It took me 3 days just to get a police report made. I don't understand that. Like, he was in Cameron's face. There's footage from the school that I spoke to Officer O'Valley stating that he was in Cameron's face. He stopped from going where he was going to come over to Cameron. I'm thankful that it didn't go a different way and that it was just verbal abuse, but it shouldn't have been any abuse. They were playing. They are children, you're 12. The young lady stated they were playing. It was investigated. My other issue is nobody's pulled Cameron to the side. He's part of this community. Cameron, how are you feeling? Are you okay? Nothing. I mean, I've asked him twice, like, have anybody talked to you or anybody said anything to check on you? Not okay. It's not okay. I'm just not sure what can be done. I want to know that my son is safe. I don't feel that Cameron is safe right now. I don't, especially when I have to go back and forth with the police to assist me to make a decision for my 12-year-old son. I should have had to look up Ohio revised codes to figure out what should be done. They should have been helping me. Cameron's the victim here. And again, I apologize for Cameron's language on the video, but at that point, I actually have Cameron's statement here. And he said, I didn't know what else to do. I was trying to fight back to keep him off of me. I thought he was about to attack me. As a parent, I'm not there. I'm at work and I'm thinking he's okay. And then I could be on the news right now crying about my baby because I wasn't there to protect him. All because he's black and he's black. I just didn't understand the content. I don't understand. And this is a parent that I understand volunteers for the Cameron plays football. He volunteered. That is a huge problem for me.
I want to thank you personally for coming in. I want to thank you. I heard the audio and it's off. I do not condone, we don't condone that behavior. We will not tolerate it. And I'm sorry you had to hear that. Your family has experienced that. I am sorry.
Thank you.
And I'm just so grateful you came in so that we could say this to you.
I appreciate that. I don't know what direction I'm even going in. I just know that racism is still, I get it, it hasn't died, but come on, these are kids. It's not fair.
Well, it's not gonna live in here.
And I appreciate
It's not
that.
gonna
And
live
that's
here.
why I'm not being quiet.
Good.
Because
It's
there's
not
a
gonna
lot
live
of
here.
great teachers here. It is a lot of great teachers. I mean, so supportive, you know, everybody can't be, I don't expect people to be perfect, but they have been fighting since they've been here. I go to work every day. I don't have to fight. I don't have to fight for people to like me, you know. They come home with, and not every day, like Tarva's graduating. It's a great school. It's a great community. I'm still here. I just don't want him to feel like that. It is the worst feeling. I mean, it's been so good because he's been playing sports. His self-esteem has been up. It's been bad. Like, I didn't understand how bad it affected him until the other night. I put into the video 1,000 times. So I turned it on because in the video he was saying like, just move, just move. And Cameron started picking like in his hand and I didn't know that it was bothering him. So I'm like, you know what? I apologize, Cameron. I didn't know it was bothering. He's like, Mom, I keep having nightmares. I mean, it's like, I don't understand it. I don't. And this gentleman, from what I understand, has been an issue. So this is not just the start. And that's why I'm like, something has to be done.
Well, I wanna let you know too, he will not volunteer for the school, and he has not been, to my knowledge. We have never approved him to be a volunteer here, or a coach through the school district. If he is volunteering through another organization,
Yeah.
that's,
Right.
out of something that we can't control, but
Okay.
certainly we can control what happens here. And that's, That's our obligation to all kids. All kids. Every single student in this district, and I want you to know that.
Thank you.
I assure you, someone will be reaching out to you to see if there's anything you can do to help you.
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Sorry that happened to him. I'm sorry your whole family's going through that as well right now.
Thank you.
And as always, we hear about all of our students. I mean, every one of them, so. We do hear.
And that means a lot. And sitting here hearing it means so much. So thank you very much.
It takes a lot of courage to come in, so I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Right. At this point, we'll continue with the consent on agenda. Motion to approve.
So move.
Second,
Discussion.
Enjoy the rest of the meeting.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Questions or discussion? I don't know.
no,
Roll call, please.
Mr. Leidy,
Yes.
Mrs. Chesky,
yes,
Mr. Welch. Yes. Mrs. Foley.
Yes. Back to council superintendent's report.
Under A, personnel, we have accepted the retirement. The board has acted to accept the retirement of the individual listed as recommended by the local superintendent. Under B, personnel acceptance of resignation, the board has acted to accept the resignation from the employees noted as recommended by the local superintendent. C, personnel approval appointment classified. The board has acted to approve the employment of the individuals listed for the position indicated pending successful completion of the required employment paperwork, certification training, and background check as recommended by the local superintendent. Under D, personnel change of position, the board has asked to approve the change of positions noted as recommended by the local superintendent. Under E, personnel approval of appointment independent study. The board has asked to approve the employment of the individuals listed for the second semester independent study supplemental position and rate of pay indicated for the 2022-23 school year as recommended by the local superintendent and building principal. F, personnel approval of appointment 21st Century CCLC. The board has asked to approve the employment of the individuals listed for the position and rate of pay indicated as recommended by the principals, grant program manager, assistant superintendent, and local superintendent. Under G, personnel approval appointment 2022-23 non-athletic supplemental. The board has asked to approve the individuals listed for the 2022-23 non-athletic supplemental noted as recommended by the local superintendent and building principal. H, personnel approval appointment 2022-23 athletic supplemental. The board has asked to approve the employment of the individual listed for the 2022-23 athletic supplemental position in grade of pay indicated pending successful completion of the required employment paperwork, certification training, and background check as recommended by the local superintendent and athletic director. I, personnel approval appointment pit musician. The board has asked to approve the employment of the individuals listed for the position and rate of pay noted as recommended by the local superintendent. J, personnel approval appointment substitutes. The board has asked to approve the individual noted for the 2022-23 daily substitute position listed as recommended by the local superintendent and assistant superintendent. And K, approval of membership 2023-24 Ohio High School Athletic Association membership. The board has asked to approve the following resolution authorizing the Perry Local School District to continue its membership in the Ohio High School Athletic Association for the 2023-24 school year as recommended by the local superintendent and athletic director. And now we have approval of an out-of-state travel track. The board is asked to approve out-of-state travel to Middle Beach, South Carolina for the PHS track team to attend the Beach Run Invitational at the Doug Shaw Stadium from March 31st to April 1st, 2022, as recommended by the local superintendent and athletic director. This trip is optional and the cost for the meetings will come out of the track team student activity account. BOE meetings update. The board is asked to modify the 2023 board meeting schedule approved at January 3rd, 2023 organization meeting as noted below, as recommended by the local superintendent. August 15th, we're asking to move to August 22nd because August 15th is that first day of school. And then November 14th, we will be coming back from OSBA at the Ohio Conference. And so we're asking to move that date to November 21st, 2023. This concludes my superintendent's report.
Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Tresker,
Yes.
Mr. Welch,
Yes.
Mrs. Foley.
Yeah.
Mr. Lady.
Yes.
Mr. Gallant. Your report.
Thank you, Mr. Foley. First item I have is approval of financial reports. The board is asked to approve the financial report for January 2023 as recommended by the chief financial officer. Item B, approval of new account. The board is asked to approve the creation of an 011 fund to be used to account for the receipts and purchases made in connection with the home renovation class offered by the high school as recommended by the chief financial officer. This is the auditor states appropriate coding for the house flipping project that we have. That's rather than general fund or rather than any other funds that we have currently. Item number C, approval of expenditure. The board is asked to approve the expenditure in the amount of $61,107.89 to Siemens Industry Incorporated for district surveillance phase upgrade added scope under the Sourcewell contract number 030421-SIE as recommended by the chief financial officer and director of maintenance and operations. If you recall about that was last month, 2 months ago, we approved a contract for about $250,000 because we had $150,000 safety grant. Well, we got awarded an additional $150,000 safety grant. So now we have a total of $300,000. So we added some additional cameras. So we put the other cameras in now our total is $311,000. So it's 11,000 in district fund. Time was 90,000. So it's actually a savings to the. We're going to spend most of this money anyway. So we're able to put all the extra cameras in, upgrade it even further. Those are my items tonight.
Your motion to approve.
Second.
Catherine. The extra camera, we're going with extra camera, is that what you said?
Yeah, there's a, so first, actually a couple different phases, so. First phase was the software, the infrastructure and everything else, and a lot of the outside cameras that we knew were kind of end of life. Now we're adding some inside cameras, some of the areas that didn't have good coverage.
Okay.
And I know Jim had a list of different,
So we'll actually have additional
yes,
compared to what we have now.
yes.
Okay.
Certainly clearer resolution. I know we're struggling with that. So I think it's called phase 2. That we talked about down the road, but now this is covered as our safety.
Good work. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Tresker,
Yes.
Mr. Welch,
Yes.
Mrs. Foley,
Yes.
Mr. Lady.
Yes.
Okay, are we doing unfinished business? New business. Correspondence and announcements. I do want to mention that, the board has received some emails this week concerning events. And, I think it's important for everyone to understand that, district correspondence went out this afternoon. So hopefully everyone has received an email at home and can look for that correspondence that would, respond to the issue at hand that we've been hearing about. Other than that, upcoming events and meetings. No preschool through grades 12. So is it pre-K through 12? Is that what we're
Yes.
on the 3rd? Yeah, March 3rd is everybody PD day, right? And also no preschool through grade 12 on March 17th. That's also a PD day. Our next regular meeting is scheduled for March 21st. I didn't know if there was any possibility of us discussing a move on that date. Or if we want to,
I won't be able to attend that date, so a move would work for me as well.
All right, let's do it.
would a week later work, the 28th, and push it out? Yes.
No, I'm good.
It's right before spring break starts the first, right?
Third, yeah.
Third.
Well, it's Monday, third Monday, so.
Yeah.
Starts that Friday night, I guess. The
Or
31st.
do we want to just table this and communicate
Yeah,
between now and then and figure it out?
sounds like we're good.
I'm good. Are you good?
What about you guys?
I'm looking.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I'm good.
I motion to move the regular Board of Education meeting for Tuesday, March 21st, 2023 at 5:45 to March 28th. 2023 at 5:45.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Welch? Yep. Mrs. Foley?
Yes.
Mr. Lydic?
Yes.
Mr. Trickster?
Yes.
No, the public participation, Gina.
No.
Okay. Motion to adjourn,
So move.
roll call please.
Mrs. Foley?
Yes.
Mr. Lydic?
Yes.
Mr. Trickster?
Yes.
Mr. Welch?